Alright, so that's all we got to talk about with Vladdy and Farrar. Boring fight. Not boring, it just ended too quick. I think Kevin Mulhall shouldn't have stopped it as soon as he did. You got to give these fighters as much respect because you have to understand these guys are going 6 to 8 weeks. They're not with their family. They're training hard. They're busting their ass to go in there and worry about a ref making a bullshit call or a judge making a bullshit decision. So I know it's a very fine line they walk in being criticized for whether or not they let a fight go too long. But you know, definitely, I think that fight could have gone a little bit longer, for sure. Farrar was in no immediate danger. He might have been mounted. He might have been in a bad position. But I think he could have definitely taken some more damage to at least give Mulhall an idea of where he was and what was about to happen with him and his, if he was in imminent danger or not. I don't think he was. So enough with Vladdy. Chris McRae, Rocha, awesome leg lock. Exciting. I never get to see leg locks anymore. I think Usmar Paul Harris pulled one off not too long ago. He got some he was criticized for not letting it go in time, and somebody else, I don't remember who it was. So you're talking about 3 leg locks in probably what, the last year or two, maybe more. So it was nice to see somebody actually put it on properly, and get the submission out of it. And the way he locked it up was perfect, man. I mean, you could have taken a snapshot, passed it around in a jiu-jitsu class. That's how it gets done. Chris McRae, the Savage, done. You know, didn't win the fight. I'm sure he'll get another shot. Obviously, Dana White, Fertitas, Joe Silva, matchmaker extraordinaire. The thing I like is even if you do lose right away and you get a chance to showcase your talents, they usually give you 2-3 times before you fuck up real bad before they don't invite you back for another event. So all the best to Chris McRae. Who else is left on here? Ludwig and Oshipshak. Man, great. Well, you know, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. A lot of back and forth action. Oshipshak was definitely dominating. Cut the fuck out of Ludwig's eyes, man, in the first round there. I actually thought it was going to be stopped because I think he had like 2 on one eye, 1 on the other, and that was just at the end of round 1. I didn't think he was going to last much longer than that. Obviously, Dwayne is a champion Muay Thai fighter. He's got great kicks, great punches, great style in the way he fights. But Oshipshak had the reach advantage. And Oshipshak is not a slouch, man. He can fucking bang, you know. He comes from a great camp, and I think he showcased his skills. Even though he didn't pull out the decision, even though I think it was a bullshit decision, Nick definitely won that fight just because he gave up in round 3, and I don't even know why, man. They showed that one punch where he got knocked, and if you actually go back and look, you'll see a hunk of snot just fall out of his nose when Ludwig hit him when he was up against the fence and changed the course of the fight. I don't know. What did he do? Knock the heart out of him or the brain? He stopped fighting. But the thing that pisses me off, Ludwig literally had the opportunity to just punch a guy, kick a guy, and he wasn't even fighting back. And he had 3 minutes to go and couldn't seal the deal. I mean, what the fuck is going on here? Ludwig, if you remember coming back from that ankle break, was pretty disgusting. If you want to look on YouTube, if you didn't see it a couple events ago, well, actually, I think it's been about a year. He was slammed down by Rick Story, I think it was. And, man, that was a bad break. Probably the worst one I've ever seen in UFC, for sure. Yeah. But definitely didn't think that Ludwig deserved that decision. I think it's bullshit that a referee would side with somebody who dominated 1 round. So what if he threw him up in the air and slammed him down through the floor of the cage? If he beat the guy the first 2 rounds, then that doesn't mean he wins the fight because he dominated him in 1 round. So I think that was bullshit. I think that's about it for UFC 122. Oh my God, man, UFC 123 coming up in a week next Saturday, November 20th. Quentin Rampage Jackson up against Lyoto the Dragon Machida. Can you wait? Can you wait? Can you wait? Oh my God, man, I'm so excited. I love Quentin Rampage Jackson. He's actually, stylistically, he's about my favorite fighter. I love his personality. I'm a goofy guy. I definitely dig the way he goes about pranking guys and making jokes all the time and whatnot. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos. There's one on there, I think he was in the UK, and he did like this dance to this music. He was like jerking his crotch and bouncing all up and down the streets and stuff. So it was absolutely hilarious. But man, Lyoto, another one of my favorite fighters. I actually made a comment to a guy that I was kind of talking shit to on YouTube that, you know, he's basically a MMA newcomer, and that if somebody asked him who his favorite fighters were, it'd be every single guy that had a belt, because he didn't know who anybody else was. But I actually, in saying that, most of my favorite fighters are the guys with the belts. But Lyoto Machida, he's one of my favorite fighters too. So if I had to choose one that I liked more, it would be Rampage. If I had to choose one who I think will win, it's probably going to be Lyoto. Well, if Rampage catches him, and I hate when people always say that if it's standing up, Rampage is going to win. If it goes on the ground or it does this or that, Lyoto is going to win. Well, I mean, that's obvious. If a guy's a ground fighter, he's going to win on the ground. If a guy's a puncher, he's going to win on the feet. I think if Rampage implements his great wrestling defense, which he has, obviously, it worked out great in the Rashad fight, although we've seen how that fight went. Rampage only got to get off about 2 times, even though one of those times almost put Rashad away. But anyways, I can't wait for that fight. It'll be great. It'll be exciting. You know, there's certain fights that you know are going to be good. I mean, that's a fight that just can't not be good. Even though Lyoto in the past has been criticized for not attacking enough. You know, his style is to stand out and jump in and jump back out. But I think Rampage ain't going to goof around with him. He's going to go in and try and go in for the kill, man. I love that Rampage punch, you know, where he blocks with his elbows and everything. And then also on the card, BJ Penn, Matt Hughes 3. BJ Penn, who has really pissed me off lately, man, didn't give Frankie Edgar the credit that he fucking deserved. Frankie Edgar has quickly become one of my favorite fighters. I think that little guy is a fucking force to be reckoned with, and I think Gray Maynard's got another thing coming. You know, Gray Maynard in his last fight, holy shit. I mean, are you a fighter, or do you like to come into the cage and land guys the entire time? That's all he did. And that was like Joe Rogan said, you know, a lot of these guys that know they're getting a championship shot after their fight, they play it safe, and they do exactly what Gray Maynard did. They fucking land somebody. You know, it's like if this sport was involved who could hold people down the most, God damn it, Gray Maynard, you'd be the champion. I mean, you'd be the best champion. But I hope to God Frankie Edgar destroys him. But I ain't got much more to say. UFC 123 coming up November 20th. Be there, or be there, and support your fighter, man. Rampage, Lyoto, Matt Hughes, BJ Penn, 3, and it's going to be exciting. Let me hear your requests. Let me hear your comments, feedback, and you know, I don't want to apologize, but damn, my first little blip there that I did the other day with part 1, part 2. I think it was UFC. No, it was what the hell was it? I think it was UFC 122 or something like that. Listen, I'm just getting started with this stuff. I'm a people person. I like to talk a lot. MMA is my favorite thing. It's my hobby. It's my life. I live and breathe MMA, you know. And this is going to be my outlet for getting what I have to say and what I feel out here. And obviously my shows are going to suck in the beginning. Hopefully that I'll gain some experience and get some exposure. And the only way I'm going to get better is by your guys' feedback. If you want to chat, man, I need a fucking UFC, MMA, WEC, Strikeforce, Bellator, MFC, you know, friend and friends. I'm in Chicago. I would like to start up a new MMA club. Maybe every time we have a big event, we can all pitch in, do like a pay-per-view, maybe rent out a space, go to a bar, do something. Let's get active, man. Let's show these people that MMA is a sport. It's here to be reckoned with, and it belongs on the Olympics. And that's it. UFC 123, November 20th. Talk to you later. Fun Zone's out.